What do wolves, COVID and soil bacteria have in common? In 1926, they killed the last wolf in Yellowstone Park, and the rivers in the park went into serious decline. The elk population, prey for the wolves, got a bit too brave and started grazing out in the open. They munched their way through the willow trees. The beavers, who need the willows over winter, all but disappeared, their famous works of ecosystem engineering along with them, causing a drop in biodiversity and severe erosion of the riverbanks. It's a lesson about how everything is connected, even if we can't see the connections. When you change one little thing, it can cause a chain reaction, and heaps of things can happen that you didn't plan for. COVID too is reminding us that we are all intertwined. One little drop of the virus from a sneeze or cough can result in a cascade of effects that results in whole nations locking down. As we push further into wild places, replacing them with towns or industrial farms, sometimes we take souvenirs back with us, displacing these creatures and their microscopic hitchhikers from their habitats. And, evidently, sometimes these hanger-oners meet and combine their genetic codes. The effects are all around us. The global repercussions of just one droplet of moisture containing a tiny something in the wrong place. In organic gardening circles, it's often said that a weed is just a plant in the wrong place. The idea is that the weed is telling us something. Something about the composition of the soil, something about what might be depleted, something about the history of disturbance, human or otherwise, in this very place. Modern farms are plagued by the problem of so-called weeds. The solution is often to poison them, to eradicate them. But in doing this, we fail to hear the message. Are the weeds showing us that decades of extraction are taking their toll? Are the weeds telling us that the soil is now lacking a healthy bacterial population? Are the weeds warning us of the dangers in attempting to replace the natural cycles of fertility by pouring on chemical fertilizers? Maybe the weeds are onto something. When they reintroduced grey wolves at Yellowstone, the elk went back into hiding in the forest, the willows bounced back, the beavers thrived. The hydrology of the rivers was restored. So what do wolves, COVID and soil bacteria have in common? They're all part of the living world, and because of that, they have a place where they belong, as members of a wider system. Yep, an ecosystem. We humans, whether we like it or not, are a part of this too, a link in the ecological web. And it's about time we started acting like it. We can start by fixing how we farm. Regenerative farming methods use diversity to mimic ecosystems. That means heaps of different grasses, trees, crops and animals, instead of rigid monocultures. This one change can cause cleaner water, more carbon stored in the soil, more wildlife on and around farms, happier farm animals, more nourishing food and thriving rural communities. One benevolent act, one good idea, one Yellowstone wolf can set off a trophic cascade of ecological change that benefits us all. Be wolves.